My name is Michael Leonard. Tonight I want to tell you the story of Gretchen's Lock, inside the ghost town of Sprucevale, Ohio. The legend begins with a master engineer from Europe named Edward. He was hired to come to Ohio and design locks along the Sandy and Beaver Canal, also known as Beaver Creek. With him came his daughter Gretchen and her mother. Their voyage was going very well, that is, until tragedy struck. Gretchen's mother grew very sick and died, and her body was buried at sea. Gretchen was heartbroken, and she never recovered from losing her mother. While in America, Gretchen pleaded with her father for them to go back to Europe. But Edward could not. He was committed to doing what he had come there to do, and that was to develop a marvelous lock system along the Sandy and Beaver Canal. Gretchen tried to make the most of it, but deep down inside she was broken. She missed her mother more and more, and all that she wanted to do was to go back home and be with her friends. In the month of August, 1838, Gretchen had come down with a severe case of malaria. Her father Edward did what he could, and despite being amongst the wealthiest at the time, medicines back then were not as they are today, and she got worse, way worse. And then, on August the 12th, 1838, unable to bear no more, she closed her eyes, and the flame of the candle vanished from a sudden rush of wind. Gretchen's soul followed with it, and she was dead. Edward's heart was shattered. He had now lost his wife, his young daughter, and now found himself home alone, in a country where he knew nobody. After putting away several drinks, while completely lost in thought, Edward knew what he had to do next. He got on his horse and then began making his way through the woods back towards home, where he had left Gretchen lay in state where she had died. After much thought, he had decided that he would temporarily entomb his daughter's body in one of the locks he had designed. Then, when his work was done in Sprucevale, he would return home and put her in her final resting spot, a place back home, because that's what she would want. He placed her body inside the lock, the one that now bears her name, Gretchen's Lock. Upon doing so, he wrote a letter of resignation. He would be going home, and finally put his daughter to rest. He boarded the ship, his deceased daughter below decks. Perhaps he would be able to start over, a second life. But then again, perhaps not. The voyage home was treacherous, and Edward and his daughter Gretchen sunk to the bottom of the Atlantic, reuniting with both mother and wife. Forever.